When you arrive, you're going to park your car, and then when you've got to the ketch rigger, you're going to leave it to your port and walk around the building and find our offices. So welcome to our new look office. When you come in, your boat paperwork will be all here, so pick up the one that for your boat, and then it'll have all the details inside. The office staff will still be here to help you through with anything. Your new look boat pack. So you're going to, having picked up your boat, it's going to have details of where the boat is located, the marina gate code and the marina Wi-Fi code. There's going to be some details about the yacht here, along with what we would want you to do at the end of your charter. There's a useful information pack or sheet detailing some useful information that you might need during your charter. One of the really key things is our office hours number and the out of hours number, and also sea starts number. Then you've got the actual details of the boat and your handover paperwork. So when you go down to the boat, you just need to make a note of any scuffs or scratches that you can see on the outside of the yacht, and any notes that you have to do with the inside of the yacht, just mark on here. Once you're happy with that, a little signature. Run through the inventory on the boat. The red items are your safety stuff. Once you've been through this, and it does go on to 2 pages, ring the office and our fleet team will come down and talk you through from the pontoon anything else that you need to know. On the return of the charter, make sure that you're here an hour, 90 minutes to an hour before you're due to exit the yacht. There's some reminders in here about how we like the boat left. Let us know if you have refueled. In the joining instructions, there's some details about the new requirements for refueling at MDL, so please do make sure that you follow those. Let us know if you've used the dinghy or if you've changed the gas, and then let us know if you've got any losses, breakages, damages or defects on your yacht. Just pop those in there. We do like to know about any defects so that we can make sure that we can fix them. And then once you're happy with that, a little signature. So when you're coming up to the office, you will we'll also work through all of your paperwork with regard to your security deposit and any additional paperwork that we've asked you to bring. If you need any optional extras, please, we do ask that you've ordered these in advance to make sure that we have them ready for you. Otherwise, and paid for in advance. Otherwise, we can sort those out while you're in the office and make sure that you've got everything and all the paperwork's taken care of.
Okay, so when you finish with Alex in the office, done your paperwork, when you come down to the boat, go on the boat and go to the red Bible first, which will be on the chart table, and make sure you go through all of the inventory to check that everything is there, paying special attention to what's written in red, because that is your safety equipment. Once you're happy with everything, then you can give the office a call and one of us will come down for you to sign the paperwork and to answer any of your questions, or anything you cannot find that's on the inventory, we will find for you. So if you've got any questions, then we can answer all your questions and also give you tips on the best way of taking the boat out from the berth. Has a drop down washboard, so the easiest way to get into it is obviously key in, turn it clockwise to unlock, but then when you take the handle, lift just to take the weight, because these are quite heavy, turn clockwise and then lower down. When you want to lock it, it's straight up, that will actually clip in and then anti-clockwise to lock. Hi, my name's Andy. I'm one of the fleet engineers. So when you first come down to your boat, on the chart table will be a red folder. This is what I call the boat Bible. In the folder will be all the information about the boat and all the certificates needed on the boat for charter. So when we first open the book, it will have obviously the boat name, and then obviously the boat notes and ship's papers. On the next page will be the yacht specification, which gives you the yacht name, type of boat it is, year of build, the lengths, drafts, beams, also call signs, MMSI number, cell number, and also importantly the diesel capacity and water capacity, especially if you're doing any long passages. On the next page we have 2 pages which is telling you where all the equipment is you need to know on the boat, as in batteries, engine, how to start, stop, where the shut-off valves are, obviously where the emergency tiller, life raft, how to use the water tanks, the anchor windlass, and also the mainsail, how many reefs it's got, storm jib, and the helm. So all the information about the boat is on these 2 pages. On the next page we have a diagram showing you where all the through hull fittings are, as in head sinks, outlets, toilet inlets, speed transducers, so you know if you get any leaks on the boat, have a look round by where the through hull fittings are or anything like that. On the next page, which is an important one, is one again showing you where all the safety equipment is on board and where it's stowed. Next to that we have another copy of the inventory, but do pay close attention to what's in red, because that is all your safety equipment that is on board, and it tells you exactly where it is. On the next page we start going then through the boat papers. So it's just all the standard builder certificates, schedules, but an important one is your compass deviation card. So if you are doing any long passages, you just need to know the deviations for the compass. Apart from that, it is just all the certificates for all the safety equipment, and shows you that they're all in date and they've all been tested. When you first come down to the boat, your batteries will be switched on, but to show you where your battery isolators are, in the saloon seating on the port side, if we lift up the center seat, underneath there is your battery switch, which is just for your service batteries. So this is just domestic batteries only. So we switch those on. The engine start battery isolator is in the starboard aft cabin. So when we walk into the cabin, if we just close the door, behind the door, and it's labelled engine, So this is your engine isolator. So we switch that on from here. Right, on Andiamo, on the electrical panel, this is all the 12-volt panel. So basically, if we start from the left, we've got that one there is interior lights. This one is bow and stern. This one is anchor light. This one is steaming light. And you notice they all come up on the panel. So from the lights we go fridge, water pump. This is not used, this one's spare. This is navigational instruments. This one is anchor windlass. This one is electric winches. On this side, the only one used on this side is F6, which is bow thruster. Now also we've got the tank gauges on here, so we've got up and down. So if we press down, we go to service battery, then it goes to engine battery, then it goes to bow thruster battery, then we got diesel, and then fresh water. There is only one freshwater tank on this boat, and it does hold 450 litres. So there is no changeover valves whatsoever. With Andiamo, you have alarms on the panel, and the alarms are low water, low fuel, and low batteries. So at the moment I've just thrown a false alarm in just for this exercise. As you can see, there's no audio buzzer or anything like that. All it is this flashing light. The water is set to go off at 25% or below. The fuel is at 25%, and the batteries are at 11.8 volts. So if any of those drop into those parameters, this flashing light will come on the panel. What will happen then is this here will go to whatever the alarm is. As I've put the service battery in as an alarm, now I cannot scroll through any of the screen. So to get over this, if we press and hold return, then you will get this come up, control panel alarm. Now the light goes out, but now I'm able to scroll through the whole of the screen to see my fuel levels and everything else. With the electric bilge pump on Andiamo, at the moment you can see the power's on and it's set into auto. So it's got a automatic float switch fitted to it. But if we need to override that, we can then switch the bilge pump on manually. You have got to press and hold it. It's so that you can't walk away and leave it on its own. It will go back to auto. Andiamo is fitted with a B&G VHF, which is under the locker above the chart table. So if we switch on the VHF here, what we also have is a remote for it, which is by the chart table, and this is sat in its cradle. All the time it's sat in the cradle, it's being charged. Now this is not a separate VHF, it's just an extension from the main VHF, so you can take this into the cockpit with you, so therefore you don't have to take another VHF or have anything else. So basically we switch the power on, and then we wait for it to connect to the main VHF. So this is just an extension of the main VHF. So if the main VHF is not switched on, this will not work. Yep. Right, if you're coming down to Andiamo in the dark and there's no lights on or no batteries on, Just on the port side by the companionway is this light, and to switch this light on, if we just press it, that will light up the boat for you then to be able to come down, see what you're doing, and be able to turn the batteries on and anything you want on the electrical panel. This is wired directly to the batteries, so the batteries don't have to be switched on. Right, on Andiamo, all these lights, these stick lights, you have them in the cabins as well as in the saloon, but all you need to do to switch them on is touch the end. They will come on white. If you press it again, they go off. If you press it once more, they go red and then off again. So for if you're doing passaging, sailing at night and long passages, you can put all the lights on red, so when you come down you're not going to muck up your night vision. Also at the bottom of each light they have a USB socket, so you can charge your mobile phones in each cabin. Right, the saloon lighting system on Andiamo is controlled from this panel. So as long as we got interior lights switched on the main electrical panel, we then press the power button, just need to touch it, all the lights come on. So we're just concerned with S1. S1 will switch on all these lighting system. This one here controls the overhead saloon lights. This one here next to it will control the strip lights which run underneath the cupboards and along the handrails. This one here controls the two lights over the galley, and this one here controls the courtesy light. Now you have one red courtesy light underneath the bottom step in the saloon, and then you also have two of these lights, one by each helm position in the cockpit. Now with the lighting system you can dim the lights down, so you cannot dim down the courtesy lights, but the other three you can dim. So if you just press and hold, the lights will start to dim for you. So this one does, like I said, the overhead round lights in the saloon. This one will darken down the strip lights, and this one will darken down the galley lights. So you've got some mood lighting, and then if you press and hold them again, they will go back to being bright. Andiamo is fitted with a Yamaha engine. It's no keys as long as the power is turned on down below. The engine is got power, so you can start. Now if you just take a note of where the neutral position is, we have put red tape to show you where neutral is. So to start the engine, we turn power on like so. There's no glow plug to worry about, it is just press to start. To stop the engine, we just press stop until the engine stops, press and hold power till the lights go out and the fan stops. With Andiamo, we're fitted with a bow thruster, but it's not a conventional bow thruster. It is a drop down thruster, a swing thruster. So if you look at the controls, we have a slow flashed light at the moment which tells us the system is running. So when I want to drop down the bow thruster ready to use, press and hold the button till it bleeps. Now you can see it's bleeping, and it's also a quick flash. that means the bow thruster is dropping down. When that finishes, it will go to a steady light, and then it will bleep at you every so many seconds. So now that means the thruster is able to use. The only thing with this thruster is, please, when the thruster is down, do not go over 3 knots. You can damage the thruster. The thruster will automatically retract itself after 5 minutes. So when you finish using the thruster and you're in alongside, you can either just leave it and it will retract on its own, or you just press and hold the button and then it will quick flash again. The thruster is now retracting. Then it will go to that slow light without any bleeps to tell you that the system is ready to use. So now there you go, the bow thruster's up, and you just get a slow steady flash to tell you that yes, the power's onto it, but it's up, safe to use. Please, while sailing Andiamo, the control winches for you are close to the helm position. So if you are controlling any lines from the winch, please make sure you do it from this position and you don't take them across the wheels, because if I start paying that rope out now, it will dig a groove in the wheels, and it is very expensive to get the wheels repaired afterwards. So please make sure when you're using the Genoa sheet for the self-tacking, or if you're using the main sheet, you keep the ropes away from the wheels. Andiamo has a slab main, so she has 3 reefs. Reef 1 and 2 are single line reefing, so you just need to control that from the cockpit. But for the 3rd reef, it's a conventional reef, so you'll have to go up to the mast, hook it on at the mast at the luff, and then just pull in on the clew line, which is in the cockpit for your 3rd reef. The Genoa is a standard Genoa on the furling system. So please, when you're furling the Genoa in, please do not put it onto a winch. If you have problems with the furling system and you cannot pull it in by hand, then there must be a problem. If you can't see what the problem is, drop the Genoa onto the deck, give us a call, and we will sort it out or talk to you through it on the phone. Please do not try and winch the Genoa in on a winch, because you could cause more damage.